Springtrap was the biggest addition ever to Dead by Daylight. Argue with the fucking wall. Five Nights at Freddy's was Dead by Daylight's most anticipated chapter. So anticipated that I'm skipping right to him just because the algorithm might like me for it. But don't worry, I still plan on doing every other killer. I've just been playing strictly Springtrap recently and that's all I have the footage for. But without further ado, let's get started. Springtrap has two abilities, the first of which being the fire axe. Springtrap can lob a fire axe a very short distance. If the axe hits terrain, it'll make a little AoE effect that marks survivors with killer instinct. This effect doesn't last forever though. On the other hand, you can hit a survivor with it, and it'll embed itself into their shoulder, damaging them in the process. If you get close enough to a survivor you embedded your axe into, you can start this little animation that instantly puts them on your shoulder. Note that during this animation, you cannot be flashlight stunned. The axe also has the potential to down survivors. After throwing the axe, you can recall it from anywhere on the map after a short delay, but you might not want to do that. While Springtrap is not holding the axe, he actually runs faster. This means that if you throw your axe and you miss, but you're in a chase where you don't really need your axe, do not pick it up. I have no clue what this axe could possibly be made of for it to be the sole reason why you walk 5% slower, but I digress. Springtrap's second ability are the security doors. Whenever Springtrap is the killer of a trial, he also spawns 7 doors around the map. Upon entering a door, he'll enter what I can only imagine as purgatory, where he can select any door he wants to go through. Then he walks through a security office before going through that door. Whenever he exits a door, he also gains undetectable for 20 seconds. This means Springtrap has map-wide control and he steps in silence. This means if Springtrap is spinning the block, you won't know before it's too late. In case you didn't know, Springtrap goes by Springtrapper when he's in Compton. I couldn't find footage of me doing this, but you can also just sit in a door and not teleport. When you do this, it's just like you're standing there, but you're invisible. You can still hear all audio cues that are around that door. So you can basically treat the door like it's a survivor closet, but for killers. Another important thing to note about the doors is that the survivors can use them too. Survivors can walk up to any security door on the map and access their security system. They can use these cameras to pick where they want to teleport or to try to find Springtrap. If they can locate Springtrap, they can scan him after a short delay, giving every survivor in the map wall hacks on Springtrap for a short period of time. Springtrap can counter this by simply throwing his axe at the door, stopping the camera and the door from being used. Once Springtrap pulls his axe out of the door, the effect stops. It is also worth noting that the survivors have a joint power system. If they run out of power, they can't use cameras or doors for 45 seconds. This doesn't matter for Springtrap though. If the power is out, Springtrap can still access the doors and teleport whenever he wants. Because Springtrapper don't give no fucks. If Springtrap and a survivor enter or exit the same door, it'll play this little animation. Basically, Springtrap informs you that you picked the wrong house fool, and then puts you on his shoulder immediately. Personally, I not only think that this ability is really fun to play with, and against, but I think it's really faithful to the games. I think they did a really good job. But now that we finished talking about his ability, we could talk about his perks. Springtrap has 3 perks. These perks are terrible on their own, but are meant to support other builds. His first perk is Haywire. Exit gate switches with at least 80% progress regress at a rate of 100% of gate opening speed. While they are regressing, survivors see the exit gate lights flicker randomly. This means that survivors can't 99 a door and go help their friends, they need to make a choice. But I think that this perk really needs Remember Me to be even close to viable, otherwise it's just a minor speed bump. His second perk is Phantom Fear. When a survivor within your terror radius looks at you, they scream and you see their aura for 2 seconds. This perk has a 60-second cooldown. This is the only perk of his that actually works on its own. But if you want to make this perk better, you can try running Lethal Pursuer. This makes the aura last longer so you can get more use out of it. And because you can teleport to pretty much anywhere on the map as soon as the match starts, you can immediately start a chase within the first 5 to 10 seconds. Something I also learned during gameplay is that if you're lucky enough, it can even stop people from using the flashlight. Basically every 60 seconds you dismantle them in some way. That is really good. His final perk is Help Wanted. When you damage a generator, it becomes compromised. Only one generator can be compromised at a time. When the compromised generator is completed, your successful basic attack cooldowns are 25% faster for 60 seconds. This is by far his worst perk, and in my opinion, one of the worst perks in the game. Not only are you giving up a generator for this perk to even activate, you basically have to manually choose which one you want to give up. It doesn't just go off whenever a generator goes off, which it should. Also, in case you forgot, you're playing a ranged killer. Who cares if they gain some distance on you because you were cleaning your knife? Chuck an axe at them, moron. Even if you were playing a basic M1 killer, I don't see this ever working out for you. Fundamentally, Springtrap is a fine killer. I really don't think there's anything wrong with him. Sure, currently there's a few game-breaking bugs, but we get that with every single new killer release, so I'm not too worried about it. Once it's all fixed, I don't think he's gonna be one of those killers where you're like, ah shit, it's another one of these fuckers again. I have both fun playing with him and against him. And as, I guess what you can call a retired Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I think they did a wonderful job. This has been Borey's Guide to Dead by Daylight, and I'm currently in your ventilation system. Good luck. Bleh.